today on open source. So, Susan, can we bring first slide? Yes, thank you. So before jumping to the webinar, I would just like to introduce you all to our ecosystem, where what we are trying to do at Community X, what we are building at Community X. So it's an ecosystem under which we have three communities: OS Code, OS Thingiverse, and OS Vault. And when we talk about OS Code, it's more of a CS allied or IT oriented branch activity which we do and which we have been doing from last 3 to 4 years. The two new communities, OS Thingiverse and OS Vault, we announced recently, and OS Thingiverse mainly focuses on civil, mechanical, and architecture-oriented branches, and OS Volt mainly focuses on electronics and allied branches. So under the ecosystem of Community X, we have those three community covering all engineering verticals. That's going to happen in any particular engineering colleges or undergraduate or degree colleges. Coming to numbers, we have more than 50,000 plus members associated as a part of our community. And we have been more than active 50 plus colleges and 350 plus events we have conducted, combining all online, offline hackathons, workshops. We have more than 200 plus mentors associated with us who are working in good product or service-based company. And you can see some people from our community who have been working at some company or who have cracked some amazing initiatives. Sang, we can go to next slide. So as I mentioned, Oscode is one community at which we were working from last 3 to 4 years, and it's mainly oriented for CS and allied branches. And what we do at Oscode, we conduct a lot of tech events from seminars, webinars, workshops, hackathons, tech talks, coding contests, and there could be several events under these category. And we are not limited to these category which mentioned there. We do a lot of events apart from that as well. And major goal behind this community and the whole ecosystem is to bridge the gap that exists between industry and academics. We can go to next slide. So this is one platform which I wanted to discuss, which we have been working from past 1 or 2 years. That is Your Buddy, and it's one is to one mentorship platform by OS Code. So the intent to build this platform is to help the students who have that personalized doubts or who wants to connect with industry experts one-on-one and discuss their things related to career, profile. Maybe it could be a long-term or a short-term guidance. Earlier, this platform was supporting only short-term mentorship session, but now it supports long-term mentorship session as well. So let's say suppose if you want to connect with someone for a longer duration, like 3 months to 6 months, where you want someone from industry to guide you or to help you from scratch or from basics to advanced level. So you can always explore this platform, and it's mainly meant for personalized guidance and where you can find a lot of verified mentors from industry. You can schedule call with mentors upon your availability. And end goal is to ensure career growth with a mentor by side you. We have more than 200 plus mentors associated with Your Buddy who are helping the students in one or other way. We have more than 30K plus mentoring minutes and more than 15 plus domains mentors we have, which we are trying to get it covered on our Your Buddy platform. And we have more than 70 plus organizations, people associated with us. When we say 70 plus organizations, those are our mentors coming from different company, different background as well. So that was all sort about our Your Buddy platform. So after this session also, you can go and just check it out. You can Google it, yourbuddy.in, or just simply search Your Buddy over Google, and you can land it to our website and explore more details about this platform. We can go to next slide, Susan. And these are some of our success stories with people being part of our community, and they've been working into several organizations. And not just these organizations, they've been winners of hackathons, and they've been working into several companies, good product-based company. And we just focus not on a placement or something. We always try focusing to skill students, we can say over all around development as well. Next slide. Yeah, this is one initiative which I really wanted to discuss with all of you guys. Decode SIS 2026, we just launched today. And this initiative mainly focuses on making you ready for Smart India Hackathon that's going to happen 2026. and it's already launched for SPOC, not for the students yet. It will take 1 or 1.5 months. So this is the second edition which we are conducting. Last edition also we conducted, Decode SIS 2025, and it was a great hit. And you can see over the screen the team which were part of Decode SIH won actual Smart India hackathon as well. And this time our Decode SIH 2026 is much bigger. So it's a hackathon where you will be getting a 50 days cohort. You will be going through virtual rounds and in-person round as well. So the mode for hackathon will be hybrid. So initial rounds, you will be putting in your IDSN template. And out of that, we will be shortlisting top 60 or 70 teams. Those 60 or 70 teams will go through a mentoring from industry experts, past SIH winners and SIH jury or judges. They'll get to go 20 days and they'll be having 4 to 5 mentoring sessions and they'll be ready for their grand finale. So those all 60, 70 people, those all finalists, they'll be segregated into 2 regions, Delhi and Bangalore. And we will be having our grand finale in August end on 29th. And it will be in 2 regions. We have covered more than 30 lakh plus prize pool along with internship and hiring opportunity as well. And you will be getting to see a lot of global organization partnering with us in this initiative so that you can go and build something immediately that's helping our India to grow, or we are going to solve some problems that exist in real world society for our country as well. So I'll not take much more time there. You can always go to the Oscode website and explore about this initiative, even onto our socials as well. So without doing further delay, I would like to invite Sasan to announce about today's session and introduce our guest speaker as well.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So thanks, Abhishek. That was a detailed info about our ecosystem and about the future initiative as well. So today, as we all know, that we have connected for a session called Kickstart Your Open Source Journey. So I think you all must be knowing that for a developer, open source is like really important. Like, it's like best way to learn. It's best way to learn in public, to build connections, to like look into real code bases, large code bases. So open source is really important, and for that we are conducting this session today, which will be focusing on your first steps into the open source journey, like what is Git, what is GitHub, briefs on that, and then like how can you contribute, how can you collaborate and build networks and grow as a developer. So for this, we have with us today's guest, Mr. Mithun S, who is an SD2 at Cisco, and he's also a keen open source contributor for some time. Um, he's also built a really great project where you could contribute. He'll talk more about it during his session. So we'll be inviting him to the to share more. But before that, just one thing. So as I think Abhishek already mentioned that you won't be able to unmute your mics and type anything in the chat for now, but you will be allowed to do it at later at the session. Like you will be allowed to unmute a microphones and also the chat. But meanwhile, if you still have some questions during the session and you want to hit it, so just give me a minute. You could use the Q&A feature of the Gmeet. Uh, so can you see my screen? So if you go here in the meeting tools, there is a Q&A section, and inside mute this you could go and um just ask any question, and just if you don't want to reveal your name, just post anonymously, post it, and we'll get to know about the question. So at the end we'll be sharing, we'll be taking questions from Q&A first, and then we'll be allowing the chat ones and the microphone one. So with this, I would like to invite Mithun. So Mithun, welcome and thanks for doing this. And yeah, the stage is all yours. You could share.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Shashank. Thank Abhishek. Okay. So just a small request, Abhishek, can we turn on the chat? Okay, so for the regular interactions and Q&A for the questions. Okay, so it would be more interactive that way. Okay, so we can manage things. Okay.
Okay, fine, I'll be.
Yeah.
Guys, don't create so much things into chat. I'm trying to enable it.
Yeah.
I've already enabled. Yeah. Okay.
Cool, cool, great, great. Thanks, guys. Okay, so hello everyone. So just put out a hi, hello, something in the chat. I want everyone to have their chat window open all the time so that it would be more interactive. Okay, so don't treat this as a regular session. Okay, so where I am teaching you something. Okay, so this is just a regular discussion. So where we will discuss what's happening in and around. Okay, since we all are the part of this ecosystem, we should know. Okay, yeah, great, great. So I want everyone to put out some message, hi, hello. So I know you guys are awake. Okay. So, and you are there. Meanwhile, I will be sharing. Okay. Yeah. So I think my screen is visible, right? Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. Hi. Hi. Great. Great. Okay. Yeah. So hold on for a while. Okay, you're raising your hand. Anything if you have put out in the Q&A section, we'll take it up. Okay, so everything will be there. So we'll be not going out until everything is clear. Okay, so today we'll be talking about open source. Okay, so open source is the big term which you will hear in the industry if you are someone who is already having some idea about software development. Okay, so now, how many of you have heard of open source? Just the term open source. Just put out a in chat, guys. How many of you have just heard of open source? That's it. Okay, so I don't know what it is, but you heard of it. Okay, so just put out S in the chat, guys. Okay, so again, hand raise is don't raise your hand. Okay, just put out in the chat. Okay, great, great. Again, so in my sessions, don't know, no is also a wonderful answer. Okay, so after all, we are here to learn something, right? If you don't
So,
know anything, just feel free to put up.
so Mithun, sorry to interrupt. So, for such kind of things, you may not need to raise your hand. You could just like click on the reactions, like thumbs up emojis. I think that could also work.
Yeah, so anything is fine. I just want you to be interactive with me. Okay, great. Okay, so now let's talk about open source. Okay, so before talking about open source, okay, so that's the first question, right? What is open source? Let me give you the number one, okay, so secret of software development. Okay, so again, you could use this in your interviews as well. So the number one secret, so which I figured out over a period of time being in software development is that so many a times the definition lies in the name itself. Okay, so that is one thing you should always remember as a software developer. Okay, so you talk about front end development, back end development. I know, so these are cool terms, but they are very simple. Front end, something which is in front of you. Okay, so similarly, open source, the source of software is open. That's what it simply means. Okay, and what's the source of a software? The source of the software is the code, right? So that is where open source is simply software whose source code is public. That's what is open source, and we'll be having a lot of discussions around it. Okay, so if you're someone who is here for the first time, okay, don't know anything about software ecosystem, it's completely fine. Okay, so before that, let me introduce myself. Although Shashank gave a wonderful introduction, so let me put it up formally here. Hello all, I am Mithun. So I'm a software developer presently, ASTE2 associated with Cisco. So previous to Cisco, I have worked with multiple product-based companies, build products which are used by millions of users. And apart from software development, I'm also an active mentor. So I have taught over 15,000 students at various forums, both India and outside. Okay. So, I am also a maintainer of some of the open source projects, which I will be showcasing here. Okay. And we will be taking it end to end. Okay. So that is the whole agenda of this session, is to just discuss. Okay. I want to hear your reviews, what you know, and add on things to that. Okay. Great. So now everyone know what open source is. Open source is Mithun. I have a software. Okay. So whose source code is public. Okay. So that is what open source is. Okay. It's as simple as it is. Okay. Now, why open source is so much important? Yeah. Okay. So why do you think open source is so much important? Okay. So before that, how many of you think open source is important? Just put out S in the chat, guys. Just put out a yes in the chat or a thumbs up if you think open source is important. Why are we actually talking about it? That's the ultimate questions we should ask. Okay, yes, yes, it's very important. Okay, so I see a lot of thumbs ups coming out. Okay, so can anyone just put out in the chat why it's important? Okay, so why it's important? Tell me. Okay, so if something is open, something is free, okay, so why it holds so much significance, or why are we as developers think much more about it, or why do companies or businesses think of it? Why do you think it's important, or is it just another cool term which software developers use? Okay, you see software developers using cool terms for everything, right? Is it one more cool term, or does it have any significance? What do you think? Just put out in the chat. Okay, so why open source is important? If you don't know, just put out don't know in the chat. Okay, so it lets you create your own version of the product. For example, you can also contribute and make the existing product better. Okay, for improvements, it will help a person to contribute their skills to a project. Collaborative coding for trust, contribution. Yes, these are wonderful answers, right? Source code is public, so there's no suspicion, and anyone can contribute. You guys are wonderful. You guys are covering a lot of things. Okay, so we should always know that, so whatever products you use on a daily basis, right? So it might be Gmail or Amazon. Okay, so any of the websites, day-to-day websites, YouTube, you use Instagram. Okay, a lot of websites. Okay, so behind the scenes there are a lot of open source softwares which are powering up. Okay, so one of the best example is Linux. Okay, so although day-to-day life we use Windows, Mac, right? So there is an operating system which powers the whole internet. Okay, majority of the internet, that is Linux. Okay, so which is again open source software. Okay, so next thing is that someone mentioned trust. Okay, so now like let's say if I go on Instagram and search for some product, okay, or so go on Google and search for some product, I would see the same ads on Instagram. I would see the same ads on YouTube. Okay, so data, where is my data going? Okay, so and in 2026, especially in the age of AI, data privacy is very much important, and every company is chasing users' trust. Okay, so customers are starting to question, like, why should I use this platform? Is my data secure? Okay, so again, there are a lot of examples for this, and it is built together. Okay, again, the best part about software development is, okay, so you would have seen this in a lot of movies where software developers are every time individuals, right? So it's like a one-man army, a person wearing a hoodie, typing something randomly on the keyboard. So that's what many think software development is, right? But it's not that way. So software development is a collaborative thing. Okay, so you work in teams. Okay, you want to network with people, so you want to share things, you want to learn new things. So that is where open source also gives you a platform. Okay, so first thing is that open source is very much powerful because it has proven that a lot of things can be built in public and can create impact. Linux is one example. And then trust. For companies, trust is very much important. They want to showcase that they are trustworthy, and that's why they build open source project. And then for developers, it's an opportunity. Okay, it's an opportunity for us to build together. Okay, so now okay, so let's everyone have your hands on your chat. Tell me, which year are you in? So first year, second year, third year. Okay, so which year of college are you in? Just put out in the year and the college name if possible in the chat. Okay, I see a lot of first years, second years. College name also is fine. Okay, so first year, second year BIT, first year BIT, second year Cambridge. Okay, so first year SNPS. Okay, third year, first year everyone. Okay, okay. So how many of you want a job? How many of you want a job? Just put out a S in the chat. How many of you want a job at the end of this BTech program? How many of you want a job? Yes, right? So everyone wants a job. Okay. And okay, so we'll discuss about this in the upcoming slides as well. Previously, right? So previously, software developers were hired not based on their skills, but based on what they know or what they are capable of. Like if someone is capable of typing, so they were like, this guy can be put up in some Excel task. Companies were like, give me people who know stuff. I will equip them with skills and train them. Okay, but in today's age, okay, 2026, right? So that's not the case. Companies want you to work from day one. Okay, so that's the expectation. Okay, so you see the same thing, the buzz around the industry as well. Okay, so the skills which would have helped you to crack a job 2 years, 3 years before is not the skills which will help you land a job maybe next year or the after that. Okay, so here one thing which is very much important is to look for different ways of placements. Okay, before I put this up in every session that many a times many people wait for final year to get placed, so they are so much dependent on their placement cell that some companies will come and I will get into it, but that's not how industry works these days. Okay, so you have a lot of ways to contribute, and open source is also one way where you can get hired. Okay, so I will show you the path as well, so how it will help you. But this is one thing, if you want to take away something from this session, have this a note that you should always figure out multiple ways of getting highlighted and get cracking jobs with the company, and open source is one way, and that is why I think it is important for you. Okay, honestly speaking, for a student, it's not about the contribution you do, you build product. No, it's a way for you to showcase your skills. Okay, so that is very much important. That is something which you should always have on top of your mind. Okay, yeah. Now let's step back. Okay, so before thinking about us, why do you think companies release code for free? Okay, so every major company, okay, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Netflix, a lot of companies, right? So they release their code for free. Why do you think they release their code for free? Okay, again, I hope many of you are also aiming for these companies, right? So why do you think they make their code open, or why would they release it for free? Can anyone, if you know something, just put out in the chat, or just put out don't know. I'm always fine with that answer. Okay, everyone. So just put out something in the chat. Why do you think companies releases? To build trust within the developer community. Okay, cool. Next. Quality would improve if good contributors come up. Great answer. Everyone. So if you don't know, just put out I don't know, but I want you to be just active. Okay, to improve trust. Okay, next. Okay, so these are the questions we should ask, guys. Okay, whenever you are learning something, right, be it any technology, you should always ask, like, what is this? Why are we doing this? Okay, to check if any person is able to improve the code, to insert new ideas into this. Okay, yeah, these are all good answers. Okay, so companies release their code for these major reasons. Okay, so first thing is that, let's start from the last one. First one is to build trust. Okay, so I'm telling you, right, every company chases trust of the companies. Okay, so again, you would always think that many of the softwares are used by regular users. Okay, that's one misconception which university students have, or when I was an engineer student, I thought that whatever software I built will be used by end users like you, like Netflix, right? So who uses Netflix? Public uses Netflix. Amazon, public uses Amazon. Instagram, public uses Instagram. But let me tell you, many a times, if you work in any of the companies, right, your tools will be not used by public. It will be used by other companies, right? So one company builds a software and sells it to other company. Okay, so that is why that is where open source becomes a very big thing, and this is something which not everyone knows. They will think that Instagram is not open source. Okay, Facebook is not open source, right? So those softwares are not open source, which are public facing. Many a times these companies should earn trust of other companies. It's not just users. Okay, like let's say if I am not an engineer, why would I care if the code is open or not? When was the time you did you ever ask that, is YouTube open source, or is YouTube code is open so that I could put out my data there? No, right? Whenever we talk about open source, it's about enterprise. Okay, so that is what I want you guys to think in the perspective as well. Many a times the code you are going to write, it will be used by other companies, so they need trust from other companies. This is something which many of them mistakenly think, that whenever it's a trust, it's the trust of public. No, it's the trust of other companies, other enterprises. Okay, so because they are also technical, the company which provides software is also technical. If it's open, they trust more. Next thing is, this is very much important, attract talent, right? So I told you, as a student, you want to look for multiple ways of getting into company. In the same way, companies are also thinking to attract talent multiple ways. Okay, because you cannot get the you cannot find the best talent with an interview of 2 hours maybe. Whenever some company comes to your campus, before releasing the offer, how much time do you interact with that company? It's, if you have 6 rounds, it's like 5 to 6 rounds, it will be hardly 3 hours of interaction. And judging a candidate based on the 3 hours of interaction is very much difficult. Maybe the resume is faked. Okay, maybe their projects are bought outside. Maybe they are just good at communication, they are not good at technical. So that is where companies are also looking for different ways. Hackathons, they want to see real work. They have 24 hours and real work to showcase. Then open source is something which is very much booming these days. Why? Because here there is proof. It's not just claims. Whenever you sit for placement, you are just claiming that I know React, I know Java Spring Boot, I know Python Django. Okay, there is no proof of work. Okay, and for companies and for you as well, this is the very important term, proof of work, and open source is one of the proof of work. Okay, so that is why it is very much important. And then shared maintenance. Okay, like let's take software like VS Code. How many of you use VS Code? Just put out S in the chat. How many of you use VS Code? Just put out S in the chat. Everyone, how many of you use VS Code? We all use VS Code, right? So we all use VS Code, and everyone have their own specifications, right? So maybe I figured out, and with this much user base, if there is any bug, there are not so many engineers within the company to fix that. They have to work on a lot of things. So they are like, okay, let me make it open source so that the people who are having some issues or good ideas, the good developers comes and fix it. Okay, and it's a win-win for both the company and the user. Company has a good product, user has some proof of work. Okay, this is very much important. POW, proof of work. And you should see open source as proof of work. Okay, and next they set the standard. Once with this shared maintenance, the product becomes so much polished that it will be the industry standard. Like React, okay, it's the popular front-end framework, right? Front-end library. Kubernetes for DevOps engineers, VS Code. So it becomes a standard. So that is why companies release the code. First one, to build trust of the enterprises, attract talent. Okay, so they are also looking for different ways, and shared maintenance, so that all public facing softwares, they are not earning anything. Why should they invest a lot there? And set the standard so that technology goes to the next level. And this is so much interesting, right? And how many of you want to be a part of this open source community? Just put out S in the chat, guys. So this is so much interesting, right? There are a lot of things happening, and you get a chance to experience this without having to crack those interviews. Okay, great. Okay, nice. Now, so this is where we talked, right? So this is also something which is there. Okay, now let's talk about us. Okay, Mithun, companies are getting so much benefit. How will it help me? Okay, again, so when I talk about open source, right? So there will be two particular categories, category of students I would be addressing. First one are someone who are learners who learn by doing things. Okay, these are also very good. There is a lot of crowd who are like, Mithun, I get bored watching tutorials. I'm interested in software, but the trainers bore me. Okay, because there is no actual work happening. Okay, that's the first category of people. The second category of people is that, Mithun, I know the skills, but I don't know how it will be implemented. Okay, so that's where the things two pieces comes into picture. Okay, again, you can try this out. Okay, you all are in college, go talk to your final year seniors, okay, and ask them, hey, do you know web development, do you know app development? They will be like, usme kya hai, HTML CSS hi to hai. Okay, they will be like, this is very much simple, I know, I have the skill. But are they all employable? Why are they not getting jobs? What's the gap? The gap is the real work, the proof of work, right? Many think they know React, but if I ask them what's the proof, what's the project, they don't have the project. And that's why companies are rejecting them. And that is where open source comes into picture. Again, you can do regular projects, Myntra clone, Amazon clone, WhatsApp clone. You can do those projects. Those are also proof of work, but those are not real life. Okay, no one is going to use them. You cannot see the impact, you will not be recognized. But with open source, you get that opportunity where you will not only master your skills, you will showcase your skills. Okay, so it's like with one effort I am hitting two targets. Okay, so first thing is that read real code. This is something which I am very much obsessed with. Okay, let me tell you this. You can talk to your seniors. Okay, so again, I hope you guys are talking to your seniors. Okay, you can talk to your seniors and you can ask them, hey, before entering any company, did you ever had a look at enterprise code? Okay, many a times the answer will be no. Many a times in the colleges, right, students don't know the standard at all. They will be like, so whatever code I am writing is the best code. Okay, I'm the best coder in the campus. They don't know the standard. That's also very much important. Okay, so the students who are complaining like I am from tier 2 college, tier 3 college, right? So this is very much important for them. They don't know the standard. They think like my friend is writing some code which gets executed. That's the best code. No, you should think about real code, and no one will show you the real code until and unless you enter the company. And many times freshers, when they come and see the enterprise code, right, they will be like, Mithun, I'm not understanding this, what's this? And in 2026, that's a very bad thing, and I want you all to be not in that position. So that's why open source helps you to read real code. Okay, so next, a lot of workflows will be there. I will demonstrate one of the workflows as well. It's not like the code you write will be directly converted into software. Okay, and then learn from review. This is very much important, and this is a very big problem for Indian developers. Okay, I'm talking about the whole boss. There is no one to review our code. Always remember that code is read more, written once. Okay, and whenever we are in the college, right, whenever we are university students, we have no guidance. No one is reviewing our code. If the code works, it's the best code. Okay, so we want to have reviewers. And again, so you cannot have some mentor every time, right? So you can have mentor through platforms, but if you want to learn from review, open source is also a very best place to do it. And next, communication. Okay, this is also very important. Okay, how many of you what's your dream package? Just put out into the chat. Okay, what's your dream package? What's the LPA you are expecting? Just put out in the chat, guys. What's your dream package? I want to hear this stuff. What is the dream? What is your dream package? Okay, don't hesitate. Okay, so it's nothing wrong in dreaming. Okay, 30. Okay, everyone, 50. Yeah, put out numbers. I have heard crazy numbers. Okay, don't worry about that. 25, 20, 48, 50. Okay, everyone put out 40 LPA, 50 LPA, 30 to 50, 20 LPA, 20 LPA. Okay, 5 CR. Yeah, so crazy numbers. 36. Okay, yeah, so yeah, great. At least you are responding with numbers. I have once talked to a student who were like, sir, can I get a Fortuner in my first salary? Okay, so not an issue at all. Okay, so cool. So honestly speaking, okay, I'm talking about Indian developers and the offer letters which I have seen. I am not going to talk anything which I haven't seen. I have seen offer letters from 2.5 lakhs to 45 lakhs in India. Those are INR, not dollars or Australian dollars, something. Indian fresher straight out of college, I have seen packages from 2.5 to 45 LP. Okay, now when I see the difference, okay, between a developer of 10 lakhs, okay, which is the average, and a developer earning 30 plus, okay, when I look into that, what's the difference? Of course, skill is the difference, but apart from skill, one thing that is very much important is communication. Okay, I have worked with some of the best developers. They are good at development, but they are not good at communication. And communication is very much important, right? So like, let's say I work in a team where we have people from 5 geographies. Okay, so we have I have teammates from Ireland, Germany, US. Okay, so some from the Middle East and Indian developers, right? If I have the best idea, if I don't know how to communicate it, what's the point of you being a developer, right? Again, I told you, it's not like a movie. You wear a hoodie and you code, right? You should communicate clearly. And many of them will be like, Mithun, how can I master technical communication? Open source. I will show you how as well. Okay, so how to start, that's also thing. And then solve real problems. I was one of the developer. Okay, so when I was a student, I was like, I'm learning these things, but where am I implementing it? It actually bored me just learning the tutorial loop. Okay, so that is where I figured out open source and started doing it. And then ownership. This is very much important, right? So after a point, it's not your technical skills which will take you forward or which will highlight. It's the ownership. Clubs. Okay, so it will highlight you not because of the technical things you have done there. It's because of the ownership you have taken, and it helps. Open source accommodates everything here. Okay, is this clear, everyone? Is this clear? Any confusion till now? Is this clear? Just put out a thumbs up. Yes, no, something in the chat. Is it boring or is it interesting? Okay. Is it boring? Is it boring? Okay. So I wanted to have this discussion with you. Okay. Because many a times it will be like you do this, do this. No. Okay. You want to have the clear perspective. Okay. Now, this is how things have changed. Okay, again, I am also a certified interviewer for Cisco and various companies. Okay, so I take interviews a lot, and this is what you should always remember. It's not only you figuring out different ways to getting placed. Okay, so I would freelance and get a job. I would do open source, get a job. I would participate in SIH and get a job. It's not only you looking for different ways of hiring. Companies are also looking into different ways of hiring. And one thing which is very much important here is POW, proof of work. See, candidate A, there are two candidates. Candidate A says that I know Git and React. Okay. Candidate B says that I have 6 PRs merged across 3 projects. Right. Which one would the company hire? Okay. So the company would, of course, hire a candidate with proof of work, right? Because he's showing some proof. Okay, he has that thing telling that I can do this within your company as well. Okay, I also have this thought, like if you're aiming Google, right? If you're aiming Google, Microsoft, or any company, if you're able to build that software outside, why would company reject you? Okay, you should ask the simple question. I am already building what you are building within the company outside. Just let me in. Let's we can do it together. Okay, so that's how interviews have also changed. Today interviews are not about finding talent, it's about finding teammates. I take interview for my team. It's like I'm inviting you for my team. I'm referring you to come into my team. Again, referrals as well, right? So I get a lot of DMs. Okay, but who would I refer? It's like inviting you to my team, right? I would invite people with some social proof, and open source is something which will help you there. Okay, so this is what you should always have in mind. And this is something which you will hear every time. Everyone says contribute, contribute. Again, many of them won't say you the previous slides as well. But where do I start? Okay, so everyone have heard of this statement that start open source? Yes or no? Everyone? Yes or no? Just put out in the chat. Yes or no? Everyone have heard of this suggestion from someone telling that start open source? Yes or no? Yes, yes, yes. Great. Yeah. Can anyone name some open source projects? Can anyone name some open source projects? So GSOC is not an open source project, right? GSOC is not an open source project. It's like an event. Okay. So Linux, Superbase. Okay. See, this is the thing. Everyone will suggest you start open source. But where are open source projects? And let me tell you, give me some, can you name any Indian open source projects? We are all developers from India, right? I have that pride. How many, can anyone name me an Indian open source project? This is where is the real gap. It's like telling, in center of Pacific Ocean, there is a very good place to go for a vacation. But how to go there? Tell me the path. Should I take a plane? Should I take a boat? Okay, that's where I feel like you guys are all stuck. Okay, so our students are stuck, and that's the major bridge for them to start contributing. They want to contribute, they want to learn things, they want to do mistakes, they want to get mentored, but the problem is that they don't know about the projects. Colleges are not teaching, and the sessions which you attend, they also say contribute, but they don't say you the project. Okay, that's where I wanted to pitch in and do this. Okay, so before doing that, so I will put up some myths which students tell when I tell them to start open source. They will be like, Mithun, I am not an expert. I will wait, become an expert, and then contribute. This is the number one myth. You are not expected to be an expert. Again, you cannot become an expert in software. If you become an expert, it would become boring. Okay, the challenges is what will keep you moving. Okay, so don't worry about being an expert. If you know HTML, come contribute. If you know CSS, come contribute. Or if you're someone who is want to explore, come explore. No one is questioning you. Okay, only thing is that I believe in this thing. If you spend time with code, you will eventually become a developer. Okay, so if you watch a lot of movies, you would want to get into that industry, right? So the same thing, if you are just within the ecosystem, you will be landing in the right place. Okay, next thing is that I am not writing good quality code. Will my code be accepted? Again, I'll show you an example. You need not to write the best code. Write some code, people will guide you how can you write the best code. I will show you an example as well. Okay, everything worthwhile has already been done. So many of them will like, Mithun, again, when I was starting this project also, many were like, what are you going to build? Everything in this world is built. Okay, you have a solution for everything. AI is there. Okay, what you want to build? Okay, this is also something. Okay, if you have an idea, so, and many of the students, right, they will come to me and they say, Mithun, I have an idea, I want to start a startup. Okay, it's a technical product, I want some funding. Okay, don't wait for funding. If you're someone who want to be an entrepreneur, start open source. That is where I think you have a lot of scope as well. Okay, so to solve all of this is where we introduce docs.doc. I don't know how many of you know this. We have launched this last week. Okay, along with, of course, OSCode is our supporting partner. Okay, now if you want to compress a PDF, okay, like let's say if you want to compress a PDF, how will you compress a PDF? Can anyone tell me in the chat? If you want to compress a PDF or compress an image before uploading to your university site, what will you do? Where will you compress? Where will you compress? Document scanner. Okay, everyone put out. Where will you I love PDF. Okay, I love PDF. Okay, then online PDF compressor. Okay, I love PDF. Okay, so whenever you use this platform, your PDFs are stored somewhere. Okay, it's fine if it is a less sensitive document, but if it's like your passport, your health document, okay, so, or an offer letter, okay, you want to digitally sign an offer letter, right? Who will buy a premium? Everyone will go to some online tool and then just sign it. Okay, so there is no concerns of privacy, right? So no one is concerned about privacy. Okay, so I would just take you to our ideology page. So that is where we started docs.doc. Okay, so whenever you whenever, like, before doing anything as a developer, okay, you should start thinking like a developer. And many a times whenever I was uploading a PDF, right, I was stopping. Okay, so there was a moment of pause and I questioned myself, like, where is my data going? Okay, so it's going to some server in Singapore, some server in San Francisco. Okay, I'm getting my task done for free, but my data is being gone. And if I want to edit a PDF, okay, some premium features, I want to pay. It's a very simple operation. Why should I pay? Okay, so that is where we bought docs.doc. Docs.doc is a privacy first product which runs on your browser. Okay, so it is modern enough, which claims that which claims and proves that your document will never leave your machine. Okay, and this is what something which we are building in public. We are making it open, again, to get your trust. Okay, to be transparent and to help you save from this storing websites and the websites which sell your data. Okay, or a website which provides you simple functionalities after payment. Okay, we are saving you that. Okay, so this is what it is. It's a simple project. Again, this is a front end only project. There is no back end because we don't want to store anything. We don't want back end. Okay, this is a front end only project built on React and Tailwind CSS and a lot of JavaScript libraries. Okay, so how many of you know React here? How many of you know React? Just put out S in the chat. How many of you know React or Tailwind or JavaScript? Maybe everyone, or many, or most of them. Then you are all welcome to contribute. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. Okay, again, so we want everything to be done there. Okay, so now let's see where can you find these open source projects? How many of you have heard of GitHub? Everyone, how many of you have heard of GitHub? Just put out S in the chat, guys. How many of you have heard of GitHub? Just heard of GitHub? Everyone? Yes, 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 yes. Great, great, great. How many of you actually know what's the difference between Git and GitHub? How many of you know the difference between Git and GitHub? How many of you know the difference between Git and GitHub? Just let me know in the chat. What is Git and what is GitHub? What do you know about Git and GitHub? What do you know about Git and GitHub? Git is a version control, and what is GitHub? Git is a tool, GitHub is a website. Okay, so that would be our next session where we will deep dive into Git and GitHub. Okay, so I hope you all will be there with me there as well. Okay, Git is a software. Okay, if you install something, it's a software. Okay, GitHub is a service. Means you need not to install anything. You will just go to, it might be an app, it might be a website. GitHub is a web product. Okay, so you go to github.com and you find a lot of open source projects there. Okay, it's like the place where you are storing all of your projects. Okay, you have a lot of projects. Again, if you are someone who want to do very simple stuff, you just have a website called as goodfirstissue.com. Okay, goodfirstissue.com. Here you can just select what is your programming, what programming language do you know. Like, let's say I only know HTML. Okay, these are the projects you can go and contribute. You just click on this one, it will take you to a project. Okay, so if not, if you're someone like a React developer, come to our project. Okay, so I will just showcase it. Okay, I have put up the link in the chat as well. Don't open, just pay attention to my screen. I will tell you what it is. Okay, now I told you, right, we need to do open source for ourselves. Be selfish. Okay, trust, impact, everything comes later. As a developer, I want you all to be selfish. And open source projects, I want to improve my communication, first thing. Second thing, I want to showcase my skills. That's the second thing. Third thing is I want to learn my skills, learn new skills. That's also one point. And then I want to get recognized. I want to have a social proof. These are the 4 points. And I will tell you how to achieve this. Okay. So first thing is that you want to know the project. How to know about the project? Just scroll down. You will have a README. Okay. README is like the introduction of the project. What is this project about? Offline first document and image tool that runs 100% in your browser. Nothing you open ever leaves your machine. Okay, so these are all of the things. This is our ideology. How we prove it. You can verify everything. So the first part is the introduction. Okay, again, don't just commit to one project telling I'm going to work on this project. No, understand what excites you. If privacy excites you, this is the project. If social media excites you, there is a social media project. If a software internal tool excites you, there is an open source project for that. It's just one Google search away. Okay, so this is where you will know about the project. Okay, and then how to run the project. This is very much important. Okay, so these are the ways. There will be different ways of running this. Don't worry, we'll see that. And then you will have all of the supported, all of this. Okay, now honestly tell me, how many of you understand about a project just by reading? Yes or no? How many of you, just be honest, how many of you read documentations and how many of you honestly understand? If no, just put out no. I was not understanding. See, there is README. I don't understand. Okay, especially when I was a student, I'm learning something new. I was like, what is this? What is this Docker? What's happening here? What is this? There will be some re-encoded pages. Okay, so you won't understand, right? Again, also the point is you are not good at communication. So what I will do is that first thing I'm going to do is that here, can you see this contributors list, everyone? Contributors list, yes or no? Can you see this? Can you see this contributors list? Just open that contributors list. Okay, so this is the whole flow I'm telling how you can make your this thing. Okay, so look for people. Okay, like let's say I will open this guy profile. See, I have his portfolio link. I will have his LinkedIn many a times. I will have people's email many a times. Just drop a message. Trust me, just drop a message telling that, hey, I saw your contribution on docs doc. Can you explain me the project? Can you help me with this project? Let me tell you, many a times developers are very much happy to help. This is one way. Or go to our platform, go to your buddy. Okay, look for people with open source. Okay, so you can go to your buddy. Okay, so here just search for open source. Okay, you'll find a lot of mentors. Or search for the technology. Okay, so if you come here, you will have the technologies as well. Okay, so what technology is used? JavaScript, HTML, Docker file, CSS. Just find the mentors and ask them to explain. This is the first step, guys. If you are understanding yourself, whole everything is good. If not, seek help. That is all about open source or learning in public. It's not about giving every time. Before you start to give, you must acquire something. Okay, so find a mentor. Okay, so you will, many times contributors will help because they want their project also to be there. Okay, and next thing, what again, so you have this star feature. Okay, so why did you name it as docs doc? It's like a doc, right? I wanted it to be doc doc. Okay, but the domain is not available. Okay, it's like a doc where all of the document operations happen. So that's why I put up docs doc, where all of the document operations are in a single place. That's it. Not a big rocket science. Okay, again, if you like the project, just star this. Okay, I hope I will put this up here, so you can star this project as well. If you like this project, you can star it. Okay, so with this, what happens is that you know the project. If you don't know, you have someone who can help you with the setup. Many times you can figure it out, but I am thinking in a perspective of a first year student who don't know about so much technologies, who is like lost. Okay, or they feel demotivated when they see these big projects, right? Seek help. Okay, great. Let me come to my slide. Okay, so first thing is that read the readme. If not, seek help. Next thing is that whenever someone says you want to contribute, right, you don't want to think a lot. There will be a lot of issues listed already. Okay, and there will be a lot of labels like CI, testing. One label which is universal in all of the project is good first issue. It's like this is the issue for beginners. Every project moderator will be like, I want beginners to contribute. Like it's like warn when selected file is very large. This is a very simple warning, right? You are not doing anything. If you open a issue, it will have a description. Warn when the selected file is large, and it will show you the scope. If a picked file exceeds 100 MB, show a non-blocking note or a warning. Again, if you don't understand this, you can message. You can also chat. I will show you a chat. Okay, let me see some interactions once. Okay, so here, see, this guy was like, hi Mithun, I have read the project details and it is said that it does not require to fire API or third-party tools to convert the image to PDF. Website works offline. Can you explain me the scenario so that I can continue? I told you, right? You need not to understand things. People will help you. This is where I told them, if you are so much interested, I am ready to spend some time. I will just have things. Okay. So that is where I have put up my thoughts. Okay, telling that, hey, so this is the scenario, you can take it from here. Okay, so first thing is that you read the issue and always look for good first issue. I hope you guys are making notes of all of this. Okay, many a times people will like attend 10 sessions and there is no outcome. What's the point of it? Okay, so once you think something is interesting, you want to claim that issue, telling that, hey, I would like to pick this up. So, and you can tell that how you are going to do. Then it will be assigned to you. Okay, this is the right way. Okay, so that not everyone will be able to put up. Okay, so next thing is that review the issue and claim the issue. Now you are interested, you know the project, you want to add something, but how to contribute? So you need not to worry. Again, come here, come to the project. You will have a contribution section. You'll have a contributing.md, where it says you the step-by-step thing. See, find the issue, claim the issue, work on it, open a pull request, and this is the template, all of this. Okay, again, if you're someone who is good at Git and GitHub, you will understand all of this, or else don't worry, we will do something live in the next session, where we'll be taking everything of Git and GitHub. Today, how we talked about open source, I will talk every nit and git about Git and GitHub in the next session. Okay, so this is how you are going to claim an issue. Okay, again, if you don't know the projects, don't worry. Just say React open source project for beginners. Okay, so here you have the list of all of the projects. See, there are a lot of people doing 90 plus React projects. Okay, so large grade. Okay, use these forums. I would always believe in this thing. Many a times the problem which we face is just away from one Google search or one AI search. Okay, so put that effort, or else you have doc. Okay, if you are a React developer, JavaScript developer, anyone, you can just come here and put things up. Okay, great. Now on a high level, right? So if you want to contribute, you need to know about these 7 steps. Okay, we are going to do this. I will showcase this as well, but yeah. So first thing is that this project doesn't belongs to you. Whenever you want to contribute something, right, the project should be under your name, or you should know that project, right? So, or you should own that project. So this is a project. This is my project. This is Mithun's project. You cannot contribute into my project. I haven't authorized you. Okay, I don't know you. Why would I let it? Okay, so what you do is that you create a copy for yourself. That is called as forking. I hope you guys are making notes of this. Can you see a fork button here? See, fork your own copy. Okay, fork your own copy. Can you see this here? Okay, so you will just fork this. Okay, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open it in another ID. Okay, so this is my another ID. I'm going to fork it. Means I'm going to create my own copy. Okay, see, owner is not Mithun Srinivas. Owner is Mithun UJSOT. This is my second account. Okay, so and I'm going to create a copy for myself. Okay, that's the first step. Any project, right? You want to create a copy for yourself. That is what is forking. That is the first step. Okay, or if you want to bring it to your own machine, we have a concept of cloning and branching. We will do that, not to worry. Okay, so now I own a copy of this project. Mithun cannot see it, the owner cannot see it, but I have the copy. Okay, now here I will do some editing. Okay, like if I want to add some file, I'm going to create a new file telling that my change.txt, something like this. You can work on any issue or create a new feature, all of this, and you do something. I am adding a new feature. Okay, you will commit directly to the main branch. Again, you haven't contributed. Where is this file? This file is in your account. This file is not here. See, after license file, we have my change.txt, which is my second account, but it has not yet come here. See, there is no file like this here. So what you are doing is that you are altering the project. If you want to do it, you can do it and keep for yourself. Okay, like let's say Mithun, I wanted a new feature. I'm going to add it. I will keep it to myself. I don't want to contribute, or I don't want to share. Okay, it's like I am taking some software, I'm adding new features, which I think only I need. You can customize. Okay, that is also one thing. Okay, many of the developers do. I also do that. I many a times I won't contribute because I think it's not that much value addition, but it's something nice for me. I keep it for myself. If you want to really contribute, you can see this contribute button here. You will just say open pull request. Again, the secret of software development, the definition lies in the name. Pull request. I am requesting the owner to pull my changes into their project. That's it. So I will create a pull request. Okay. So now the owner gets a notification telling that, hey, this user is trying to do some changes. Okay, what file is he changing? Okay, this file. Okay, then people will review your code and they will add comments. So let me give you some example. Okay, so there was one developer. who had implemented something. Okay, so then I told him that, so this approach is neat, but you need to also do these two things. Now I'm teaching him as well how to write good code. So that's why don't ever assume that you want to have a perfect code to contribute. You can learn things on the go. Okay, so I have given him. So then here he is like, I made these changes, and then the changes are merged. Okay, again the second point, no one is there to review your code. You can achieve from here. And next, I told you about workflows, right? Every company will have its workflows. See the workflows. In our regular project, we write our code, we directly push. But in enterprise, there will be a lot of checks. Like this is a privacy first project. We will check if there is any uh, call is being made. We will check the code quality. We will check the size. We will see if everything is building properly or not. We'll do some accessibility checks. We'll analyze the project. Only when all of these checks are passed, okay, only when all of these checks are passed, see this, then your pull request will be merged. Means your contribution will be accepted. This is the high level. Okay, let's do hands-on in the next session, but this is the flow. Go to any project, you cannot directly contribute it. You want to create a copy, that's forking. If you want to bring it to your machine, clone the project, create a branch for it, and do whatever edits you want. And again, until this point, it's your uh, thing if you want to contribute or not. If you want to contribute, then commit it and open a PR. And then the workflows happens. You can learn about the workflow. You can talk to the moderators. You can talk to the maintainers. Many a times there will be Discord channels as well. Okay, you can join those Discord channels. There will be meetings happening. You can join that and you will be able to merge things. Okay, so this is how the whole open source things happen. Okay, same. I showed you the thing as well, right? Some developer comes, claims, raises a PR, workflow happens, it gets merged. Okay, so this is how simple things are, and this is how big the impact is. Okay, so is this clear? Is this clear? Yeah, you will get the recording. You can watch this again as well. Is this clear, everyone? Any questions? Any questions? Again, this is our first session in the series. We'll have a lot of sessions. Okay, I don't want you to feed with a lot of knowledge in the day one itself. It should be fun learning things. Okay, so I think can I build a startup using open source technology and still create a successful business? Yes. Tailwind CSS. This is a open source project which is a business. Okay, we don't have examples around us, so that's why we think this is something out of the box. But if you go outside, again, I have met a lot of developers outside India through open source by contributing to their projects, and I get amazed like what the things they are doing. Okay, outside in the US, this is very much normal. They build a lot of open source projects. They again they add a service on top of it, sell it, do a business. Okay, there will be a lot of things there. Okay, yeah, you can do it. This is also a very good way, but not everyone will figure out. Okay, everyone, any questions? Any questions? What would you suggest us to learn for upcoming session? Come with a empty cup. Okay, so we'll fill you. Okay, all of my sessions will be like from the scratch. If there is anything, I will tell you or inform you well in before. So for the next sessions where we'll be planning on Git and GitHub, it will be from absolute scratch. We don't need any prerequisite. Only if you are able to, if you are like so much like if you are opening Gmeet and joining the call, that is what I would expect. Okay, yeah, so we will be doing it. I don't wanted to do everything in the session one itself, so we'll be doing it later. Okay, great. Sir, can you explain the good first issue? See, good first issue is not a concept. It's like every open source project has a lot of issues, right? They will add this label. It's like a tag telling that, hey, you can pick this issue if you are a beginner. That's it. It's like a tag. Okay, cool. Yeah, Shashank, that's it from my side. We can take up some questions.
Okay. uh, thanks, Mithun. I think that was a really informative session, and I think we definitely learned something new today. So yeah, as we promised, we'll be taking questions. So we can take first from the Q&A.
Yeah.